Hey guys, today we thought we'd talk about how you put a cleat or an easy bar up on the wall to hang a piece. We have a client, we framed this really huge piece for them. Actually, this is the size of the piece right here. And when something this big, you don't want to just hang it up with a wire and a hook. So you use something called a cleat, or the brand name of what we use is called Easy Bar, but it's technically a cleat. It's been used a lot to hang things like kitchen cabinets. So because of COVID, we're not going into people's houses right now to hang. Normally, with something this big, we don't charge. We come and professionally install it in your house. We're making this video for everyone, but especially for our clients who are going to hang this themselves. So before I go any farther, I want to show you what a cleat or easy bar is and how it works. You'll notice I've got this mounted onto the wall. We'll talk about how to do that later. And on the back of the piece, I've screwed the other part of the easy bar or the cleat, and it simply clicks right over like that. When you hang a really big piece, when our clients do this, they're going to have one person on this side, one person on that side, and they're gonna hook it on using two people. So this makes it look really simple just to do this. But when you're doing something really big, it's kind of hard to know where this is and where that is. So what I'm going to tell them to do is the person gets on each side of the big piece, and you're going to hold it below where this needs to be. And then what I'm going to do is just push it up till I hear it snap over, and then pull it down. So now let's get started and show you the two things you need to learn. One, how do we position it on the wall? And we'll show you how to do that really easily. And then how do we attach the easy bar cleat to the wall? Thanks. Hey guys, now you saw how the Z-bar works on the wall. So the only thing to deal with now is how to put it up. And there's two things. One, how to measure where to put it. And the second one is how do we attach to the wall. So first, we're hanging that piece we're framing for a client, which we talked about earlier, and it is huge. You do not want to make a mistake with positioning something this big. And also, one person could not hang that piece up, hold this up, while the other person looks and goes a little to the right, a little to the left. So what we do is we make a template. This is the same size as the frame. And once you get this position, in a second I'm going to show you, you know exactly where to put the Z-bar. So what I did was, I made a smaller piece just to demonstrate. This is the piece with the Z-bar on the back. And what I've done, I've made a template the same size as the framed piece. And this hole here lines up perfectly with this hole here. So to position the piece, all I have to do, instead of holding the piece up, I hold the cardboard up. And let's say I want to put the piece right here. I'm going to make a little mark with my awl. You could use a pencil or a pen, just make a little mark. So now, I know when the Z-bar goes up, if I put this hole right there, the print will end up exactly where the cardboard was, and it will be just where we wanted it. Okay, hang on a second, I have to go grab the level. I've got the level, and there's my hole. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to level the piece, the Z-bar. See how that's level now? So what I'm going to do is mark all these holes. Now, of course, our client will be hanging a huge piece, and we are lending them a 4-foot level. Just like that. I've got all these marks. All right, so these are the anchors that we use, and they use a 3/16 inch drill bit. So now I'm going to drill these holes out. And since we're not really hanging this piece, I'm just going to drill out 3 of the holes. I'm not going to drill them all out because when I'm done, I have to take this down and pass the wall. Okay, when we go into someone's house, we hold the vacuum cleaner right here while we drill, and there's no dust falling on the floor. So on goes the vacuum cleaner. Okay, now it's time to put the anchors in. Pretty simple. Just take a little plastic anchor with the hole facing out, and you put them into the wall. And now we're going to put up the, well, actually, you know, it's actually called a cleat, technical term, but this product, they call them easy bars. So now we're going to put the easy bar up. And I'm going to start with the one in the middle. Okay, so before we put this up, it's important that when you put it up, you make sure this side is facing out. See this lip here? So that when it's on the wall, actually come in here, Kelly, see if we can get a shot of this over here. See how this is sticking out? You want it that way. You don't want to put it on that way. So this top part has to come out and up. Okay, so now we're going to put in the first screw. At this point, I'm not worried about it being level quite yet. Now I've left that one a little bit loose. Now I'm going to put the second one in. And I'm leaving them loose. I'm not quite tightening up all the way. So of course, when a client does this, it's going to be really long. And they're going to have more screws to put in. Okay, so at this point, it's got a little wiggle to it still, and we're going to check the level. That looks perfect. I'm going to tighten this screw. I'm going to check my level again, make sure it didn't shift or move. Perfect. I'm going to do the final screw and then the middle one. Again, I check it again. They are still really good. And tighten up the middle one. Okay, we've got the screws in, and we just want to double check that we're level. So I'm going to come on here, and we are perfectly level. If it wasn't, we would just tweak it this way or this way. But that looks pretty good. So that's how you put a cleat or an easy bar up, and a couple little details I just want to run through. First of all, I mentioned if it wasn't level after you tighten the screws, you can just tweak it a little bit. So if it wasn't level when you tighten the screws, you just need to loosen them up so that you can then do this and this, because these holes are slotted, which lets you pivot it a little bit to get it level. And the other thing is, and this is really nice, when you are balancing a huge piece, it's really hard to make sure you're right this way or this way. Once it's up, you can slide it side to side a little bit if you were centering it on a wall. When you have a really big piece, it's not that easy to slide. You have to pick it up a little bit, get the tension off it, the weight off of it, and then you can shift it this way or that way. All right, so that's it. Good luck to our clients, and we've told them we are available for FaceTime or a phone conversation while they are hanging this. Thanks, everyone.